All right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. After being bitten by after being pecked, I gotta get that straight. After being pecked by a radioactive bird, somewhat mannered Tuthill was possessed to become Kineas the Skydude. These are the continuing adventures of Kineas the Skydude, number 158. We're going to the Netherlands today. So this is just kind of a look in the future, and I guess there's more windmills around this area. A lot more, they say. I only found this one at the moment. And I threw some crazy Van Gogh-like character in the cover art to inspire me to think of something role-playing wise today for our journey. Maybe we'll try to hook up with a Vincent van Gogh cosplayer, and he'll turn us on to some groovy artwork. So we'll get some nice Van Gogh reproductions, maybe. So maybe we can throw a little bit of that role playing into the mix today. And anything else I come up with along the way to try to make things more interesting. Yesterday, we won a soccer match. We lost a soccer match. We ran into some Illuminati characters who weren't very friendly, and they weren't happy with us checking out Skydude, checking out their stronghold. And so we had an encounter, and I had to roll the dice to see would the encounter end bad or at least good, a standoff. And we scored really high. We rolled really high. I've got our flight plan already mapped out. I just need to load it in here. And I already have a NEOFLY job for set up. I've always heard about this place up here called The Hague. The Hague. And hopefully we get to see something when we get over there. All right, let me get this flight plan loaded here. Tomorrow is the Microsoft flight, and I didn't want to admit this, but I might as well. I thought today was Friday. Yep. I did. I thought today was Friday. And so I was all planning to go with the Microsoft community fly-in today. It was all set up to go. I'm like, nobody's showing up. Why is there nobody showing up? Double checking things, checking this, and I'm like, oh my god, it's not Friday, it's only Thursday. All right, so here we are, down past Antwerp at this little airport. Looks like somebody's taken off, somebody that we know. A glider, huge glider, is taking off from the airport. And we're going to travel up north here to, again, the windmills at Kinderdijk. Then we're going to scoot up to The Hague and see what's the big deal about that place. We'll be into Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and we're going to pass by this airport, EHAM. Then we get into Amsterdam, the Rijksmuseum, Westerkirk, Royal Palace, Amsterdam, Ode Kirk, Amsterdam. I don't know what that is. Amsterdam proper, city. The Central Railway Station. The Pythonbrog. No idea. Little jump across some water here to custom point at this place. Then there was this point out here in the water. Hautribdijk. No idea what it is, but there's a point out there, so we'll check it out. EHVO, Gilderfield divorced. We have a quick, a long hop here. this is another point out there. Like, what is it? What is Afsluitidjk? No idea, but we're going to find out. EHLW. Then we have a custom turning point. We make it to this custom turning point on this shore over here in I don't know, some place in the northern Netherlands. And our job takes us to Borkum out here. Borkum? Yeah, B-O-R-K-U yeah, B-O-R-K-U-M, Borkum. Sounds like a verb. All right. Tomorrow's going to be nice because we did, we skirted the coast all along here and followed this whole coastline down around Spain and came back, and we didn't go through the middle of it. Tomorrow's fly-in takes us pretty much from Madrid down to Lisbon, so we're going to get to cut through the middle of Spain tomorrow, so they're kind of filling our gaps, which is nice. I like that. All right, so let's get to it.
Hello, pilot. Let's see what's on the books for you today.
What is on the books for us today, madam? We have passengers to fly, thanks.
It's a sensitive cargo.
No, sensitive cargo.
When you check the payload in the flight plan, please release the parking brake to start.
Hey, let me pause right here and take a moment to say thanks to everybody.
Transporter from dispatch. Loading sensitive cargo. Please stand by.
Thanks to everybody who's supported me and who's helped me out and subscribed. People like Henning, who's currently in the chat room. Let me pop out the chat so I can see you better here.
Transporter from dispatch. The cargo is on board.
Oh, that didn't work.
Taxi to the runway and take off.
What did I just do?
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
So seriously, I'm sorry I couldn't be there the last couple of days. My phone broke and I had to buy a new one, so now I'm back with a new phone. The pronunciation was correct. And Borkum is a German island. Is it really? That's weird. It's right up in the Netherlands area, but Germany owns that island, huh? That's an interesting bit of trivia. So this job today that we're doing, and we're fueled, and we need to add 1,798 pounds, should bring us $25,000 today. Let's add our weight. Let's spawn in here. Bushtalk is loaded. Might as well set the drone speed now, though it doesn't matter. It always changes anyway. All right. Get some altitude set here. Set it to nav. Get it set to flight level change. Put the separator out. I hope you're doing well. Hey, I thought today was Friday. That's how I'm doing. Okay. The weights. Add 1,700 pounds. Looks like it almost added it in there already. There's 1,007. 82. So going to be heavy. All right. All right, well, we'll see what we can see here, and keep an eye on Bushtalk over here. Get ourselves centered up. There we are. So Bushtalk will trigger any audio tours along the way. All right, here we go. You've got an iPhone 11 Pro, which you thought was a fair price. Nice. Got a case and 2 charging cables. That's nice. All right, here we go. Taking off. I need to pop out this.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe and remember to watch your landing.
Yes, ma'am. All right. All right, takeoff is at So are you going to be doing any those clouds? These clouds look amazing for thermals. Nice. So let's just say 11 here. 11 minutes. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna be doing any flying this week? And how's school been going this week? We had some tests this week. Oh yeah, and when is that flying check ride? When is that flying test of yours happening? Passing woo woo. Woo. W-O-U-W. Whoa. Where do you live? Whoa. Okay. Hey, I didn't name the place. That's a strange name. Whoa. Just a noise, really. Minimize that. We don't need that anymore. Yeah. Do. You only fly on the weekends. The weather's all right on Saturday. You'll do it then. Nice. Sure, ridge gliding. Yeah, there's the principle of ridge gliding, which we should do. When we get some more time, we'll get back to our gliding training, my gliding training with you. And you're absolutely right. Ridge training, flying mountains. Yeah, it just depends. Sometimes the wind is blowing. I mean, if you're visualizing the thermals, you can probably see it better. But on one side of the ridge, it could be doing just the opposite. It can be forcing you down. So yeah, you definitely can. If you can definitely determine which side of the ridge is providing the lift, you're right. We should theoretically be able to stay up longer. It was tough in Arizona. I was surprised. I thought we would do a lot better in Arizona when we were down there with all those ridges in the area. All right, the port of Moerdijk is coming up here. Let me make a note of that here. A port. Port of Moer, Moerdijk. And we're going to be coming up on that, so I'm going to go ahead and play the audio for it.
The port of Moerdijk is the seaport located furthest inland in the Netherlands. This seemingly inconspicuous port is connected to destinations all over Europe. Examples are inland waterways routes to the ports of Antwerp and Rotterdam, short sea connections to Portugal and Norway, and freight trains to Germany, Italy, and Poland. The products shipped from here vary from general freight in shipping containers to specialized cargo like liquid chemicals. The largest factory in the industrial area is Shell Moerdijk, located in the northwest corner. The area also houses a power plant that uses waste heat from the adjacent garbage incineration plant.
Nice.
The port of Moerdijk is also the location of the NLM Cityhopper Flight 431 crash on the 6th of October, 1981. The flight was carried out by a Fokker F-28-4000. It encountered severe weather minutes after taking off from Rotterdam Airport and crashed on the southeast corner of the industrial area. All 17 occupants of the aircraft died in the accident.
Well, that's sad. Nice little structure down there on the edge. Well, I'm glad you stopped in just the same. Makes my day. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, of course. I need to create some artwork, a title page, a thank you page, which displays everybody's names. So I can display that regularly and put that up there. I notice other people doing that. Thank you to all their subscribers, and then they have the names of all their subscribers out there. So I won't have a long list. But I've been thinking about making that maybe I'll get to that this weekend. So I want to put up a big thank you page. So I can't thank you enough. Doesn't matter if you stop in for a minute or an hour. Doing pretty good on my edits. I haven't gotten any got to edit any of the episodes yet. I've been trying to mostly get everything downloaded and uploaded. So I've managed to do like 20 or 30 or more of the live streams and convert them into videos and re-upload them. So I'm trying to do at least 10 a day. So I'm down to downloading episodes, like I'm in the 30s now. 39 to 30. Yeah, it is definitely a lot of work, because then you've got to get all the information transferred over properly. And then you've got to go into your playlists and you've got to organize them properly, because the computer, even though you tell it what date it's supposed to be, it's having a tough time with the dates. So it sees it as the date it was posted, as of, let's say I posted yesterday, but I don't want it with that date. I want it to believe that it was posted last month. So you're able to tell it, hey, this was actually posted last month, and change the date to last month. But in the computer's brain on YouTube, when it organizes your playlist, it's still throwing them all out of whack. So I had to spend a bunch of time last night dragging videos into the right order as they're reappearing in the Skydude playlist, yada, yada, yada. But hey, the beautiful thing is once it's done, I'll never have to do it again. And from here forward, I shouldn't have any problems. And then I can start working on the edits. And that's where I'm having a lot of fun. Chopping these 2 to 3 hour or longer live streams down to 30 minutes. And then adding a bunch of cool graphics and adding cool music, which is now okay and licensed properly. And the little edits are turning out to be a lot of fun. In the end, they may be more popular and easier to watch. I mean, 30-minute bites as opposed to sitting here. But for those people that really like, the long format, this is nice still. See if there's anything around us. We're up here now. All right. Let me pause just for a second. Okay, and pause here. Pause you. So directly to our south, we missed it. It was at just out of range, but we're going to go ahead and play it anyway. This was this entry here. Johan's Ark is a Noah's Ark theme park.
Johan's Ark is a Noah's Ark themed barge in Dordrecht, Netherlands, which was built by the Dutch building contractor, carpenter and creationist Johan Huybers. It is a full-scale interpretation of the biblical ark, featuring animal models, including cows, penguins, a crocodile, and a giraffe. It opened to the public in 2012. Construction. Huybers built his ark with 8 helpers in 4 years. It is divided in 7 stories. The wooden construction is carried on a hidden floating platform from steel made up of 21 lash barges. Previously, the lash barges were cargo containers, towed or pushed as floating barges over inland waterways, while carried on large ships over rough seas. Hence the ark can be towed by tugboats over the rivers, but it is not seaworthy. It could travel the seas on top of a pontoon or transport ship. The wood volume is equivalent to 12,000
You
trees.
take care. We'll see you soon.
The Bible specified that the ark had to be built
God bless.
with the
Have a great
unknown
day.
for wood. This ark is made of American cedar and pine. The ark is 119 meters long, 30 meters wide, and 23 meters high. The cost of building it was €4 million.
All right, and then, so Noah's Ark, very nice. And that was 11:41. Moment, I need to mark the twain. So the next point, directly in front of us, which should trigger, but we'll go ahead and play it now. Oh, these are the windmills. Oh, okay. All right, let me scoot just a little bit forward. Aha! Yes. Oh, heading left right before all the good windmills. The windmills at Kinderdijk. All right, so let's pause here and jump out of our plane. All right, R2, let's go down. Taking our drone down. I was going to say they aren't working, but that one is like, oh, hey, somebody's watching us. We should work. What about this one? Can we make it work? Hey, I'm watching you. Yep. Oh, now what? You don't want to work? You have to be right. Do I need to step back a little bit? Only one rotation for you. Here we go. So very cool, man. You know, I mean, that's a lot of work for them giant windmills. But again, you know, compared to, I don't know, I'm gonna say compared to what modern power, I don't know. They're very, I'm gonna use the word cute. But it's nice. I mean, it's part of their culture, and you know, actually milling, using them for milling purposes, and if you all this great farmland. And they just keep going, and there's more and more. That's nice. Okay. Very nice. All right, R2, come back to the plane. All right, what do we have next here? Over to our port side is a stadium, which I don't think we're going to be able to see from here, but by the way, there's Rijksmuseum. So a big city over there. That's probably where the stadium is at. Keep zooming that way. And here's the deets on the stadium.
Stadion Feyenoord, more commonly known by its nickname De Kuip, is a stadium in Rotterdam, Netherlands. It was completed in 1937. The name is derived from the Feyenoord district in Rotterdam, and from the club with the same name. The stadium's original capacity was 64,000. In 1949, it was expanded to 69,000, and in 1994 it was converted to a 51,117-seat all-seater. In 1999, a significant amount of restoration and interior work took place at the stadium prior to its use as a venue in the UEFA Euro 2000 tournament, although capacity was largely unaffected.
All right, now we're heading towards that big town ahead of us. That's Rotterdam. We're heading towards now, and looks like we're getting ready to head north to the Hague area. Politicians, the United States presidents, they're always like, the president went to the Hague today. Hell's the Hague? Heck, what the heck is the Hague? Pretty building. It's like a pill bottle. Really thing.
Rotterdam is a city and municipality in the Netherlands. It is in the province of South Holland, at the mouth of the Nieuwe Maas Channel leading into the Rijn-Meuse-Scheldt Delta at the North Sea. Its history goes back to 1270, when a dam was constructed in the Rotte. In 1340, Rotterdam was granted city rights by the Count of Holland. The Rotterdam-The Hague metropolitan area, with a population of approximately 2.7 million, is the 13th largest in the European Union and the most populous in the country. A major logistic and economic center, Rotterdam is Europe's largest seaport. In 2020, it had a population of 651,446 and is home to over 180 nationalities. Rotterdam is known for its university, riverside setting, lively cultural life, maritime heritage and modern architecture. The near-complete destruction of the city centre in the World War II Rotterdam Blitz has resulted in a varied architectural landscape, including skyscrapers designed by architects such as Rem Koolhaas, Piet Blom and Ben van Bierkel. The Rhine, Meuse and Scheldt give waterway access into the heart of Western Europe, including the highly industrialized Ruhr. The extensive distribution system including rail, roads, and waterways have earned Rotterdam the nicknames Gateway to Europe and Gateway to the World.
All right, I wanted to pause there for a minute. 30 There's another tour right here that we're passing, it just took place in this area right here, and that is this.
The German bombing of Rotterdam, also known as the Rotterdam Blitz, was the aerial bombardment of Rotterdam by the Luftwaffe on the 14th of May 1940, during the German invasion of the Netherlands in World War II. The objective was to support the German troops fighting in the city, break Dutch resistance and force the Dutch army to surrender. Almost the entire historic city centre was destroyed, nearly 900 people were killed and 85,000 more were left homeless. The psychological and physical success of the raid, from the German perspective, led the Oberkommando der Luftwaffe to threaten to destroy the city of Utrecht if the Dutch command did not surrender.
Where some of my paint comes from.
In the late afternoon of the 14th of May, signing the capitulation early the next morning.
Wow. Okay. So Utrecht. It's a brand of paint that artists use. All right. Public aquarium. A park. A university coming up ahead. A city. A village. Special tribunal for Lebanon. That's interesting. There it is, The Hague. Well, I don't see anything that says this is where the presidents come and hang out. European Space Research and Technology Center. Well, maybe we'll find out something when we get there. Let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, that's what this is all about. Learning stuff. The Hague. That sounds like a good place to have a role-playing encounter. Have some fun. Some political intrigue. Will we be contacted by the CIA or something like that? Gotta make it exciting for us. Will you get busted? Nah, I better not let anything bad happen to you. You're the VIP after all. You are the VIPs. I'm gonna correct some typing. Doop, that's pretty. All right, we're here. This is the place where the presidents come. Man, our president is always coming here. Whatever president. What a neat city. What a neat... Some neat buildings. It's beautiful, well organized. Nice fields.
The Hague is a city and municipality on the western coast of the Netherlands on the North Sea. It is the administrative and royal capital of the Netherlands and its seat of government, as well as the capital of the province of South Holland. It hosts the International Court of Justice and International Criminal Court.
International
two of the
Court
most
of Justice,
important courts in the
International
world.
Criminal Court.
With a population of over 500,000, it is the third largest city in the Netherlands, after Amsterdam and Rotterdam. The Hague is the core municipality of the Greater The Hague urban area, which comprises the city itself and its suburban municipalities, containing over 800,000 people, making it the third largest urban area in the Netherlands, again after the urban areas of Amsterdam and Rotterdam. The Rotterdam-The Hague metropolitan area, with a population of approximately 2.4 million, is one of the largest metropolitan areas in Europe and the second most populous in the country, after the Amsterdam metropolitan area, and it holds the Rotterdam-The Hague airport. Situated on the west coast of the Netherlands, The Hague lies at the southwest corner of the larger Randstad conurbation, one of the largest conurbations in the world. The Hague
I've never
is the
seen a
seat of the cabinet,
conurbation
the
that
States
big before.
General, the Supreme Court and the Council of State of the Netherlands, but the city is not the constitutional capital, which is Amsterdam. King Willem-Alexander lives in House 10 Bosch and works at the Noordeinde Palace in The Hague, together with Queen Maxima. Most foreign embassies in the Netherlands are located in the city. The Hague is also home to the world headquarters of Royal Dutch Shell and other Dutch companies. The Hague is known as the home of international law and arbitration. The International Court of Justice, the main judicial arm of the United Nations, is located in the city.
All right, okay. We have things like this. We have The Hague, okay? And it's this giant worldwide international court where like I said, our presidents always seem to go to it. Probably looking for stuff to bust Trump with. I don't know. But they're always there. So we have things like the United Nations. And we have things like this. Yet we can't, let me get my Shatner mode. We can't seem to get it right. With regards to, let's say, Ukraine and Russia. I know we're going into controversial subjects area, but I'll try to keep it light. The question being, we have stuff like this. Why are we still fighting for something like Ukraine? So in the interview with Putin, he says, look, all these treaties that were signed and da-da-da-da-da-da gives all this to us. Why aren't we just watching them in front of a judge here in The Hague? Going over all the paperwork with all the lawyers on one side and all the other lawyers on the other side, going over all the treaties. Why are we still in this practice of let's just bomb the heck out of each other? Now, I know that, when there's no real, hatred situation going on here. Like one ethnic group, well, maybe hates another group, but you think that we would be able to solve things like that here and not have our country spend $200 billion to go punch Russia in the eye, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I'm really just... Okay. Okay, so let's check and see if there's anything else out here. Out on the edge, here is 8 districts of The Hague.
Scheveningen is one of the 8 districts of The Hague, Netherlands, as well as a sub-district of that city. Scheveningen is a modern seaside resort with a long, sandy beach, an esplanade and a pier. The earliest reference to the name Scheveningen goes back to around 1280. The first inhabitants may have been Anglo-Saxons. Other historians favor a Scandinavian origin. Fishing was the main source of food and income. The Battle of Scheveningen was fought between English and Dutch fleets off the coast of the village on the 10th of August 1653. thousands of people gathered on the shore to watch.
Really?
In 1470, a heavy storm destroyed the church and half the houses. The village was again hit by storms in 1570, 1775, 1825, 1860, 1885,
Oh my gosh.
and 1894.
Just
After
nonstop.
this last storm, the villagers decided to build a harbour. Until then, the fishing boats had had a flat bottom and were pulled up the beach. By around 1870, over 150 of these boats were in use. Once the harbour had been constructed in 1904, more modern ships replaced the Bomschuiten. From the 21st of April 1960, the pirate radio station Radio Veronica broadcast its program
Radio Veronica.
in the North Sea about 4 miles off the Scheveningen coast, originally calling itself Free Radio Station of the Netherlands. It was joined by Radio Noordzee International in 1970 and the relaunched Radio Caroline in late 1972. When the Netherlands ratified the Treaty of Strasbourg on the 1st of September 1974, Veronica applied for legal status and became the VU. Caroline moved anchorage to the English coast, and RNI closed down completely. Memorable episodes during this period included the stranding of Radio Veronica's ship, the Noordene, which lost its anchor in a storm and ran aground on Scheveningen Beach on the 2nd of April 1973, and a firebomb attack on RNI's ship, the Mebo II, on the 15th of May 1971. Since the 1970s, the population of the original Scheveningen changed as the fishing industry declined and some artists and professionals moved in.
All right, we have a botanical garden coming up here. "43 minutes after the hour here. Broadcasting from my plane. My imaginary plane. Thanks for tuning into this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I could use all the help I can get right now. Please, 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 please. I hate begging. I hate begging. I have Super Chat now. And I need a new computer. And you might be loaded and just tuning in. You're like, I'm feeling generous today. I think I will help out this fine fellow Kineas and his Skydude program. And go into Super Chat in his chat and donate him a grip for he to get a new computer. Please, please like, subscribe, and donate. That'd be. Look at how wonderful that is. How they incorporate the water around their stuff, like Venice. Take a little boat over to your neighbor's house. Just pause here for a minute. Pause, please. That's beautiful. Are these the garden? It seems like it might be a little far still. No. The gardens are over here.
The Hortus Botanicus of Leiden is the oldest botanical garden of the Netherlands, and one of the oldest in the world. It is located in the southwestern part of the historical center of the city, between the Academy building and the old Leiden Observatory building. In 1587, the young University of Leiden asked for permission from the mayor of Leiden to establish a Hortus Academicus behind the university building, for the benefit of the medical students. The request was granted in 1590, and the famous botanist Carolus Clusius was appointed as prefect. Clusius arrived in Leiden in 1593. His knowledge, reputation, and international contacts allowed him to set up a very extensive plant collection. Clusius also urged the Dutch East India Company to collect plants and plant specimens in the colonies. The original garden set up by Clusius was small, but contained more than 1,000 different plants. The collecting of tropical and subtropical plants was continued under Clusius' successors. Especially Herman Boerhaave contributed greatly to the fame of the Hortus with his efforts to collect new plants and specimens, and with his publications, such as a catalogue of the plants then to be found in the Hortus. Another major contribution to the collections was made by Philipp Franz von Siebold, a German physician who was employed on Decima by the VOC from 1823 until his expulsion by Japan in 1829. During that period he collected many dried and living plants from all over Japan, and sent them to Leiden. The first greenhouses appeared in the Hortus in the second half of the 17th century. The monumental orangery was built between 1740 and 1744. From its original plan the Hortus was expanded in 1736 by Adriaan van Rooyen and Carl Linnaeus, and in 1817 by Theodor Friedrich Ludwig Nies von Esenbeck and Sebald Justinus Brugmans. In 1857, a part was used for building the new Leiden Observatory. Leiden, in English and Archaic Dutch also Leiden, is a city and municipality in the province of South Holland, Netherlands. The municipality of Leiden had a population of 123,856 in August 2017, but the city forms one densely connected agglomeration with its suburbs Eegstgeest, Leiderdorp, Voorschoten and Zoeterwoude with 206,647 inhabitants. The Netherlands Central Bureau of Statistics further includes Katwijk in the agglomeration, which makes the total population of the Leiden urban agglomeration 270,879, and in the larger Leiden urban area also Tillingen, Noordwijk, and Noordwijkerhout are included with in total 348,868 inhabitants. Leiden is located on the Oude Rijn, at a distance of some 20 kilometers from The Hague to its south and some 40 kilometers from Amsterdam to its north. The recreational area of the Kaard Lakes lies just to the northeast of Leiden. A university city since 1575, Leiden has been one of Europe's most prominent scientific centers for more than 4 centuries. Leiden is a typical university city. University buildings are scattered throughout the city, and the many students from all over the world give the city a bustling, vivid and international atmosphere.
That's cool.
Many important scientific discoveries have been made here, giving rise to Leiden's motto, City of Discoveries. The city houses Leiden University, the oldest university of the Netherlands, and Leiden University Medical Center. Leiden University is one of Europe's top universities, with 13 Nobel Prize winners. It is a member of the League of European Research Universities and positioned highly in all international academic rankings. It is twinned with Oxford, the location of the United Kingdom's oldest university. Leiden University and Leiden University of Applied Sciences together have around 35,000 students. Modern scientific medical research and teaching started in the early 18th century in Leiden with Boerhaave. Leiden is a city with a rich cultural heritage, not only in science, but also in the arts. One of the world's most famous painters, Rembrandt, was born and educated in Leiden. Other famous Leiden painters include Lucas van Leiden, Jan van Goyen, and Jan Steen.
Rembrandt, man. It's amazing what a good town will do for people, man. Brings out the best in them. Coming up ahead, we have the EHAM airport. And then Rijksmuseum is over there. Royal Palace of Amsterdam, Ode Kirk. Amsterdam proper, the city. And the railway. And then something called the Pythonbrog is not too far from there. We'll find out what that is. the Pythonbrog, 1:51 in the afternoon here. I went looking to see if there was any way to increase the size of the markers on the playing field, and there is not. There's no way to change their color, put a dark background behind the text, and in the forums there's been multiple posts about it and they all just die on the vine. But really, we really need to, hopefully in 2024, you know, something like that won't be a problem. But I can't read any of the dang point of interest with clouds in the sky, or when they're white like that and no black backgrounds, as they do with other fellow aircraft, fellow pilots. It should be the same, and you should be able to increase the size of the text on those things, and the distance, and you know how long they, whatever. We work with what we have, right? Nice railroads. Here's the airport here. We're at 5152. We're at EHDW Airport. No, EHAM. Looking way down the list here. Oh my god. Bouncing between screens. My damn mouse keeps getting under my enter key. My mouse cord keeps slipping under my enter key on my number pad. Okay, so up next, Amsterdam. Well, that's pretty. What a nice, we're talking about, okay, let's stop here. We haven't done any role-playing. I skipped all my role-playing and forgot about it. Too easy, too easy. We're gonna have a golf match. And we need to find out if we ran into any shady characters back at the Hague. So let me where's my dice generator? All right, so I have a dice generator in the bottom corner. We're gonna have a golf match. Let me mark this here. We just passed EHAM. And it is 412. And we're gonna have a golf match. This is the best I can do for now until they give us golf in the simulator. All right, so it's you and me. We're doing we'll do 9 holes. Keep it short, not do 18. And over here, I'm gonna set this to a D20. All right. And if I get over a 13, that gives us a +3 to dexterity. Gives you a +3 to dexterity. So, if I can get over a 13, then I've beaten you, or you have beaten me. So let's roll. A 19. I got lucky, got to apply some English on a couple of shots. Birdied a couple of holes, maybe. I don't know. Either way, I got you. Okay, so we had a golf mat. Okay, now drop this down to a 1 because mine, well, not when I'm dealing with high political figures of intrigue. And then we'll make this one really hard. This will be a DC 15. Let's make it a 20. We'd have to roll a natural. Nah, it's a little too high. Did we or did we not contact some shady, intriguey people at The Hague? D20, DC 15. We've got to get over a 15. We did. All right. Let me mark that. Shady people at Hague. All right. So coming up in Amsterdam, according to the cover art, which inspired me to see if we'll run into a Van Gogh cosplayer who will hook us up with some nice Van Gogh reproductions. How's that? All right, let's keep going. Get to it. Not too bad of a golf match there. So we don't know what we ran into somebody. We don't know if we, maybe we just walked by him. I don't know. Somebody of intrigue. We were having lunch and sipping some coffee, and somebody was sipping coffee in a very intriguey way next to us. I don't know, but it happened. Sticking to it. Gotta add a little adventure into these. Hey, we can have a soccer match. We'll just get to the cosplayer. I won a soccer match against your team yesterday, and I lost a soccer match against your team yesterday. Yeah, it's just tempting us.
Van Gogh Museum is a Dutch art museum dedicated to the works of Vincent van Gogh and his contemporaries in the Museum Square in Amsterdam South, close to the Stedelijk Museum, the Rijksmuseum, and the Concertgebouw. The museum opened on the 2nd of June 1973, and its buildings were designed by Gerrit Rietveld and Kisho Kurokawa. The museum contains the largest collection of Van Gogh's paintings and drawings in the world. In 2017, the museum had 2.3 million visitors and was the most visited museum in the Netherlands, and the 23rd most visited art museum in the world. In 2019, the Van Gogh Museum launched the Meet Vincent van Gogh Experience, a technology-driven immersive exhibition on Van Gogh's life and works, which has toured globally. Upon Vincent van Gogh's death in 1890, his work not sold fell into the possession of his brother Theo. Theo died 6 months after Vincent, leaving the work in the possession of his widow, Johanna van Gogh Bonger. Selling many of Vincent's paintings with the ambition of spreading knowledge of his artwork, Johanna maintained a private collection of his works. The collection was inherited by her son Vincent Willem van Gogh in 1925, eventually loaned to the Stedelijk Museum in Amsterdam, where it was displayed for many years, and was transferred to the state-initiated Vincent van Gogh Foundation in 1960.
All right. So it is here. Someplace on these grounds we are looking for a Van Gogh cosplayer who will give us some Van Gogh art reproductions. So let me get my dice roller back up here. Okay, because of our high charisma. Well, hideous anyway. We'll go ahead and bump that up to a +3 again. we'll keep this a DC 10. So we've got to get over a 10. A 20. Okay, so let me mark this here. 1 minute and 30. About 59. Have to adjust that. All right. So we have now met a Van Gogh cosplayer, and we now have artwork and reproductions I have scored for us. So you can put that on your list of things that we acquired today. Yesterday we got some diamonds. They weren't good diamonds. We failed our encounter with a very prestigious diamond person. And we ended up having to hook up with a clerk named Julian, who at the Amsterdam ports knew where everything is. They have one of everything, and Julian knows where everything is. And so we rolled an encounter with Julian to see if we could at least get some crappy diamonds. And we got some crappy diamonds, thanks to Julian. All right. It should take us over to the Westerkirk now. From here to a place called Westerkirk. Up ahead there. What a colorful city. Look at how pretty.
The Westerkirk is a reformed church within Dutch Protestant Calvinism in central Amsterdam, Netherlands.
That's it.
It lies in the most western part of the Grachtengordel neighborhood, next to the Jordaan, between the Prinsengracht and Keizersgracht.
That's it? Okay. Yeah, Kirk, like Captain Kirk. The word Kirk, it means church. Isn't that interesting? Captain Church. All right, from Westerkirk, we're supposed to now go to the Royal Palace of Amsterdam, or it should be in the area. Let's look over here on Bushtalk. Let's get rid of our dice. Well, let's see what the plane does. It's set to take us there. Or it was. Where's it going, son? The Royal Palace is behind us, buddy. You're leaving the area. Oh, it says it doesn't want to see it. Let's see where it's going now. Plane looks like it's trying to turn around. No, I don't think it's gonna make it. like we're moving on from Amsterdam. We'll have to explore those places another time. How awesome.
Bridge, officially known as High Bridge, is a bridge that spans the canal between Spaanburg and Borneo Island in Eastern Docklands, Amsterdam. It was built in 2001 and won the International Footbridge Award in 2002. The bright red bridge spans 90 meters and was designed by Adriaan Huizer of the architectural firm West 8.
Doesn't look bright red to me.
The bridge has stairs, requiring bicycles to be pushed on a stairway ramp. The visually similar Lagerbrug is nearby. It is similar but without the high elevation, which allows cyclists to ride over it.
Maybe that's the one. Well, let me just put R2 in fast mode and get back over there then. I really do want to see the palace. Okay, R2. Go for it. There's Ode Kirk, Amsterdam. That's the church. Oh, that's a different one. So, mark the time. 106. And now I have to move the Royal Palace Amsterdam down in the list. Alright, so this is Ode Kirk, another Kirk church. Oh, I've got R2 so fast. Alright, can we get a blessing? Let's see here. Can we get a blessing? All right, let's find out. I'm going to leave our charisma up at 3. We'll make this a DC 12. Got to be a 12. 15. We got a blessing. I feel pretty good about that. All right. Let's go up. Where's the Royal Palace? Is that it? Royal Palace. 108.20. Isn't this where Hamlet took place, right? And Hamlet would walk along the walls and see the ghosts? Either way, right? So, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. If you've ever seen that movie, right? So pardon the other buildings look all melted. Just the way Microsoft Flight Simulator is with my computer. Please use Super Chat and donate. Help me get a better computer for your visual enjoyment. Okay, what was next to be Amsterdam proper, the city, and the railway? Let's just take those around. Okay, let's look back this way. That's Amsterdam proper. No, that's the museum. I'm gonna go this way. That's the bridge. Okay, this is the Pythonbrog. Oh, there's the Red Bridge. Now that makes sense. All right. Okay, that totally makes sense. What is that thing just up in the air? It looks like it's a crane over there, but it's like they got like cranes. There's just crap floating in the air over there. Graphical glitches. All right. Now we'll chop that up as having visited. Okay. All right, we should be heading into like Netherlands proper. Crossing some water here. We got to get way over there and then head north to a little island. So in the edited version of this live stream, this is probably where I'll go into music video mode and find some cool music, and I'll speed up the time and add some cool special effects and you know, have a real good time with these long stretches. So sit back and relax, because we got a ways to go now. And we don't really have anything on the Bushtalk radar. That is some neat bridging going on there. That'd make me nervous. Not my driving, of course. Says that's Lake Flevo over there. There's a big dam coming up. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, depending on the angle that we're traveling right at the moment. But it says Hautribdijk Dam. Maybe, but it's damming all of this. That's crazy. So we should be able to see parts of it. Yeah, nothing up through here, really. Might catch this one. Do. So as I was telling Henning earlier, I've run into a policy problem with me not understanding fully the policy on playing music or lack thereof in a live stream. They don't consider live streams and videos the same at all. So to me, I do these and then they sit there. And to me, once I'm finished with the live stream, it's now a video. But they don't see things that way. And I'm not complaining. But they don't. And they consider a live stream a live performance. And the way the world is set up, you need permissions and beyond normal permissions for playing live music during a live performance. And so right now, none of the creator music extends licensing rights for people that do live streams. So basically, only during the time that I had the Pretzel app was my music covered under any sort of licensing. And then they got really shady and they're like, well, we only cover it during your live stream. So once your live stream is now up as a video, now the music's not licensed. Like, really? You only paid for me to, again, it goes back to weird laws on licensing. All right, so now to get around all that, not getting around, I'm not playing music, as you can hear, other than the bed music. But what I can do now with those shows that had music is download them all, and I might as well just do them all. Download every Skydude episode so far, all 158, and then re-upload them.
Lake was a lake in what is now the Netherlands, which existed in Roman times and the early Middle Ages.
Lake.
Some geographers believe that this lake was not really a single lake, rather a set of several lakes connected to each other. From the Indo-European root plu-flow, the name was transmitted by the Roman geographer Pomponius Mela in describing this region. In his treatise on geography of 44 AD, Pomponius speaks of a Flavo Lacus. He writes, the northern branch of the Rhine widens as Lake Flavo, and encloses an island of the same name, and then as a normal river flows to the sea. Other sources rather speak of Flevum, which could be related to today's Vlie, i.e. the seaway between the Dutch islands of Vlieland and Terschelling. This last name is grammatically more probable for a geographical indication, which is why it is assumed that Pomponius confused the declension of the word giving the name Flavo. In fact, the Vlie formed outfall from the lake into the North Sea. Some texts of the Middle Ages refer to this lake by the name of Almere. December 14, 1287, in what was called St. Lucia's flood during a memorable storm in Friesland and Holland, the North Sea invaded the freshwater lake, breaking and destroying several dams, dunes, and transformed it into a bay, which was then called the Zuiderzee, meaning Southern Sea.
So there's the dam over there, and we can't really see it.
Holders and a new province, Flevoland, took the name of the body of water which lay there long ago.
Like we actually are maybe making our way to it. But this all comprises this dam. This is all supposed to be a dam. That's insane. Just raised up a tiny bit to hold back the North Sea, I guess. And a road. We are flying right to it. Good thing I did, yeah. Put it right on the map. But I didn't know what it was, you know. I'm like, well, here's a point of interest. Let's map to that. Find out what it is. This is it. You know, I mean,
The Hautribdijk connects Lelystad to Enkhuizen and separates Lake Marken from Lake IJssel. Initially,
Okay.
the levee was constructed to create new agricultural land, the Markerwaard polder. However, politics decided to not build the polder. As a result of that, the levee became a dam. The Hautribdijk acts as a wave breaker and prevents a water level increase due to storm surges and wind fetch in the lakes. Besides that, it functions in flood risk protection and has several water management, water quality, ecological and transport functions. In 2006, the levee failed the safety assessment and reinforcement on mainly the revetment was needed. The reinforcement approach between Trintelhaven and Enkhuizen was a proven coastal approach in the Netherlands, by means of sand. This type and scale of sandy levee reinforcement in a non-tidal freshwater lake system is new, and therefore the effectiveness and applicability of sandy foreshores in freshwater lake systems is under research.
okay. When we talk about construction things of immense magnitude, you know, like the pyramids, or, you know, wow, can you believe they built that and did that? And, you know, you hear about these achievements, these great, unbelievable achievements. And I've never heard of anything like this. But just contemplating what it took to build this. That ranks right up there with all of them. And then you see that they were slightly successful. Look at that one over there. That one's still connected. That one not so much, and that one out there maybe not so much. They were actually using it to like build new land altogether. Could you imagine in time if they just keep going with this idea that they could actually create, if they were to, an entire new area of land between these two things? Just boggles the mind, man. Crazy. We are such an amazing species. Next up on my list, I have Airport EHVO. Hey, if you need a new subscriber, sir and or madam, and you're like, man, I need some more followers and subscribers. Hey, I'm right here. Just go into the chat room and make it easy on me. Say hello. And when you say hello, it gives me the option to click on your name and go to channel, which I will do. And then right from there, I can click subscribe. Normally, if you subscribe to me, it could take a while for it to show up on my end. And then I've got to go try to hunt you down and get to your channel that way, and then subscribe. So just make it easy on me to subscribe to you. Even if you don't have any content up right at the moment, that's fine. We all start somewhere. And if you don't, I'll still subscribe. Then you can come back to a future live stream or anytime, or just message me and say, hey, I put up stuff. Check it out, please. And maybe even post it to social media. And sure, I don't mind. I'd appreciate it if you do the same, of course. Please like and subscribe. And maybe these aren't the most exciting things, but the edits are turning out really, really well. So maybe post some of those on social media and let people know about those. Check them out. I really would. See if you like the edits. See if you like these shows done in super short version. Again, I'm condensing down or chopping out, or either way, I'm cutting down these live stream episodes from 2 to 4 hours to 30 minutes and trying to make them quick consumables and enjoyable. You know, add more content, graphics, texts, effects, transitions. So you'll get to see this whole episode, go to all these cool spots where I'll stop and we'll look, you know, and then for things like this stretch here, I'll just start speeding up time, play some really groovy music. So you're really not missing too much. You know, I'm not just chopping out whole sections. I'm just speeding it up, so you still get the full experience. If I do say something terribly stupid or offensive, I will be going back and making sure I chop all that out. There's no point. Just stupidity. And sometimes on these flights, depends on the day I'm having, the news. You know, I'm human. I've had days where I just rant. Mad at this and mad at that, and how dare they, and who's running this place? Who are these people? Can't believe we're being... 2:28 in the afternoon here. So I'm enjoying bringing back the role-playing. In the past, when I was not Skydude, this is pre-Skydude, I was just a noob. I was just a noob out there learning how to fly. And so I branded all the content, a lot of the content I did in the past prior to Skydude, as noob flights. Created a logo and branded everything noob flights. And one of the role-playing activities I did, I wanted to know if I was good enough. Had I finally learned enough at that point? Trying to learn real-world flying. What is required to get your licenses? And then what do you need to do? You know, your cross countries and this and that and this and the other. But I was following the training. I was in the simulator trying to follow real-world training so that I could understand and take the test and nail all the requirements to get your private pilot licenses, yada yada yada, dual engine licenses, mountain flying licenses. And so then there comes that point then, and I would say I'm never going to take anybody flying because it's just too dangerous. But you ask yourself, am I good enough? Could I actually be responsible for somebody else's life or more, you know, more than one person? But in this case, I was pondering, how would I do if I was responsible for somebody like a celebrity? Because, you know, you've heard like Richie Valens and the Big Bopper and other people, Stevie Ray Vaughan died in airplane crashes. And the pilots who did it, you know, Aaliyah, the pilots who failed to protect the lives of great treasures, sadly. But that's your job, you know, you're supposed to. I'm sad that they died too, of course, but they were responsible. So I did a demo series, using dice and a random failure generator. So it kind of goes something like this. Am I good enough? Am I good enough to fly a celebrity around and do an interview with the celebrity while I'm flying so you can try to guess who the celebrity is? And then every 5 minutes or so, and maybe I think it starts at 15 minutes, and then it starts the timer. So a timer will start when we get up into the air. And like let's just say every 5 minutes, a buzzer will go off letting us know we need to roll dice to determine a random event. And there are several categories, like an engine problem or a weather change, or so different set of variables. So then we roll the dice and we find out what happens. Okay, sometimes the changes, the random occurrences can be positive, like clear skies. Or you roll and it's like thunderstorm. Okay, and those aren't so bad. It's when you roll a roll that requires you to have something random happen to an engine part or something, an emergency of some kind. And this tool, this app that you can get, actually causes the failure in the simulator. So oil pressure failure or anything, it's going to happen to the plane. I'm not role playing that part out of it. It's actually, engine fires, blah, blah, blah. It does it. If you've never heard about it and you would like to introduce something like that into your training, there is the app out there for random event failures, and you can set all the timers. Okay, so again, the gist of Will I Crash a Celebrity was being able to fly a VIP from one point to another with increasing odds that something terrible will happen. And if something terrible happens, can I at least get us down to the ground and safe to where we could walk away from it? And that's the goal. It wasn't, either way, keeping a celebrity alive, role-playing these, the taking a passenger or other passengers and getting them safely to their destination, even if something bad happened. So it was a great way to train emergencies. Anyway, I got all the episodes. They were just all shoved into my Microsoft Flight Simulator folder. And because it was so unique, I created a playlist specifically for it. So on my channel, you go to my channel page and scroll down a little bit, you will see the demos that I put together for Will I Crash a Celebrity? And each episode, I'm kind of working out the nuts and bolts of how it should work. So by the time you get to I think there's only 12 or 13, but some I got thrown out or things went wrong or whatever. So it says there's up to 18 episodes in there, but again, some are missing. But around episode 18, 17, 16, 15, I was really starting to nail down what I wanted those shows to be about, working out a formula and a format for these Will I Crash a Celebrity kind of thing. And I really wanted to do it, and I'm thinking about going back to it, but maybe as Skydude, trying to get interviews with people doing the same thing. Again, my buddy Zoltan, he's a comedian. See if I can get him on the air, on the live stream with me, as I'm flying him to a destination, while doing an interview with him, and every 5 minutes or so, or I still think it was decreasing. I think it was every 15 minutes we're going to have something happen. And then after the first 15 minutes, it'll be 10 minutes. And then 8 minutes. And then 5 minutes. And then something like that. I just remember that the odds kept increasing. And there were plenty of times where, I think we walked away from most all of them. But I don't reveal who the celebrity is. In the cover artwork, if you go to the page and look, you can tell who the celebrity is. But I didn't want to get in trouble using likenesses, and so I blacked out their faces. Or, did something funny. So you can still tell who they are, but not entirely. And then in the interviews, I don't tell you directly who the celebrity is I'm flying. So I'm also trying to make you guess through my questions who the celebrity is. But again, these are demos and they're easy, and you can just tell usually by looking at the cover art Oh, that's Sharon Stone. I mean, she's sitting there in that classic pose from the movie, right? Well, that's got to be David Bowie, because look at the way, you know, and oh, that's the classic Elvis Costello stance there, and oh, that's obviously Scarlett Johansson. That's obviously Gene Simmons from Kiss. You know, I did Brad Pitt, Chris Pine, Scarlett Johansson, Leon Russell, Elvis Costello, David Bowie, Prince, Ernest Borgnine, so with the role playing that we were doing earlier, our golf match and running into somebody shady at the Hague and getting our artwork, our Van Gogh artwork from a Van Gogh cosplayer in Amsterdam, and rolling dice to determine. I haven't done anything like that with the Skydude show, really, and I should be doing a lot more of that, because this is all supposed to be about, you know, Kenius becoming the Skydude and adding a little bit of adventure to it. So we have this short little hop, and that's it. We're going to be on approach. We'll wrap this show up, and tomorrow will be Friday. If you're tuning in late, you don't know what I mean by that is, have you ever had a moment where you think it's another day? Yeah, I had one of those happen to me today. I thought it was Friday. For whatever reason, I got it into my head last night it was Friday, and I was all geared up to do the live Microsoft Community fly-in today. And I got all set up for that. And then I realized, wait, how come nobody's spawned in yet? How come things aren't happening? Those start at noon. And I'm like, oh my god, it's only Thursday. So quick, scramble. Put together a plan for today. And get ready to go. So that was fun. That looks like Borkum ahead, so let's go ahead and come up to air traffic control and see if we can get clearance. We are going to
The Afsluitidjk or Enclosure Dam is a major dam and causeway in the Netherlands. It was constructed between 1927 and 1932 and runs from Den over in North Holland province
I
to the
don't see you
village
there.
of Zurich in Friesland
Maybe
province,
ahead.
over a length of 32 kilometers or 20 miles and a width of 90
Gotta be out
meters
there.
or 300 feet, at an initial height of 7.25 meters or 23.8 feet above sea level. The Afsluitidjk is a fundamental part of the larger Zuiderzee works, damming off the Zuiderzee, a saltwater inlet of the North Sea, and turning it into the freshwater lake of the IJsselmeer. The dam serves as a sea barrier to protect the inland against flooding. Until its completion in 1932, the Zuiderzee had been a large bay south of the North Sea which gave maritime access to 5 provinces of the Netherlands, and particularly during the Dutch Golden Age provided a protected entrance and exit for the harbour of Amsterdam and several other important Dutch sea harbours. Furthermore, the Zuiderzee provided relatively shallow and calm fishing grounds for the many towns bordering the bay. However, the opening of the Noordzee Canal or North Sea Canal in 1876
Unbelievable.
gave a much
Another
shorter
one.
direct
I get it.
entrance to the Amsterdam harbour, and overfishing had depleted the shallow bay. In the second half of the 19th century, the Dutch population was exploding, and there was an increasing need for land for agriculture and animal husbandry. The Dutch already had centuries of experience of building dikes around lakes, emptying them and converting them to fertile polderland.
Okay. I had to stop right there. Because this is a dam. People built this. This is insane. Oh my lord. You know, I've heard about people talking about, you know, we could build a road that runs entirely around the world. I don't doubt it now. I just don't. Not that I'd want to drive on it. Bridges in general freak me out. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you that if you're my nemesis. But they do. And even though this is right on the water still, it's a bridge. And this has its own kind of problems associated with it. I can't believe up in the clouds, I gotta get so high up in the clouds and I still can't see it all. That's crazy. Alexander the Great, he was like, dude, I built this road to Troy. Dude, Alexander, have you seen this? Oh, he just cried. Like, man, I thought I was cool. You still are cool, Alexander, but yeah, compared to your road to Tyre. And it's got the weirdest name, man. Afsluitidjk. Afsluitidjk. Something like that. However she was pronouncing it. Let's hear her pronounce it again.
The Afsluitidjk or enclosure dam is a major dam and...
Afsluitidjk. Huh? What?
The Afsluitidjk or enclosure dam is a major dam and causeway in the Netherlands.
I can't get my head around how to pronounce that.
The Afsluitidjk or enclosure dam is a major dam and causeway in the Netherlands.
Afsluitidjk. Crazy. No, we are not even where I thought we were. We're gonna wrap it up here. I mean, we're still not there yet, and we're getting there. But I believe we have to come all the way over to this point here. Or somewhere over here, and then make our cross. No, we're getting there. We're on schedule. We're not running behind schedule or anything. Doing well, actually. Man, oh man. You crazy people. And I love you. I mean that in the best sense of the word crazy. You amazing people. Chinese wall. Probably somebody is on the news every night going, have you guys seen that? It's been around a while, but nobody really ever talks about that. It's no conspiracy. I like how they at least here, they're like, well, let's make nice little pathways to everything and still make it look as pretty as possible. We're just like, let's drop one here. Let's drop one there. Land of the windmills. We've all got them now. But they don't do anything anymore. You know, now these windmills, they aren't, you know, I still think that you should get different versions. Like, I would still like to grind my own wheat. You know, if I had some land and a big wind tower on it, some farmland like this, I'm like, dude, why can't Now it's just a steel pole. I don't even get the cool little grinder at the bottom to grind my wheat. No, man, you just send that over to these guys and they process it and make your bread, man. I say nay. We should have different variation models of your wind turbine. It should come with some cool accessories. You know? I mean, your KitchenAid has more options than any of these wind towers. And that's not right, man. You can't even grind up your chorizo, Jose, with a giant wind tower. You'd think grinding some chorizo would be within limits, within reason. A little pasta attachment, please. I mean, come on. All that power, I bet you can't even plug your phone into it. Get a recharge. Well, the power's not directly... No. All right, who came up with this plan for these things without accessories? But Kenny's, you can just plug your accessories into the wall. No, I guess you're thinking small scale, man. You know, with a windmill like that, I mean, think about how much wheat in the past they used to have to... What's it, churn? Mill. You know, we're talking bulk here, Jose. I'm talking bulk chorizo, bulk pasta, bulk. I mean, and a place to plug your phone in. Should have all kinds of cool little things you can hook to it as a farmer. And make all your hose lines. Automate all your hose line movement. Just something else, you know? I enjoyed that little rant. Too bad it's probably going to be edited out in an edited version. But you got it here. My stupid rambling. That's the only benefit I think to these shows is, again, you know, we're going to be flying a lot slower and you can really see things at pause and see what you want to see. But you get all my blabbering uncut, uncensored. My best routines. So yeah, man, I'm gonna have to chalk that one up as a I was writing comedy as my my wind turbine kitchen aid. Here is an airport that is on our list to pass over. We had a driver crash. My driver crashed and we dropped stream, so I just came back in and it's still running. We haven't completely crashed. But that threw me for a loop. I was trying to get our time marked at this airport that we're at EHLW. EHWU. Let's mark it as 151. And we were getting the deets on the airport.
Leeuwarden Air Base is a military air base used by the Royal Netherlands Air Force, Dutch, Koninklijke Luchtmacht. The airbase lies northwest of the capital of Friesland, Leeuwarden. Leeuwarden Air Base is also one of the 3 military air bases that organize the twice in 3 years Luchtmachtdagen of the Royal Netherlands Air Force, consisting of air shows and static exhibits. Leeuwarden Air Base is one of 2 Royal Netherlands Air Force F-16 and Fighting Falcon bases, which are being replaced by F-35A Lightning II, the first of which arrived at Leeuwarden on the 31st of October 2019. The base is the location of the fighter weapons instructor training and the annual multinational NATO exercise Frisian Flag.
Okay. Well, we'll try to get the show done. At least the simulator's still running. But yeah, the AMD. This is my first computer using an AMD. It was just I needed something to get me into the simulator alpha. And they wanted people with mid-grade to low-end machines. So this is better than what I had. But it allowed me to get into the alpha for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And I've been looking forward to a high-end computer for the simulator since alpha. And with 2024 coming, that's when I'll make the move. Or closer to. Been a good machine. I've been very, very happy with it. Okay. That's our island. That's where we're going. Borkum. Flugplatz Borkum. And honest, Henny was telling us that this is a German-owned island. So nothing up ahead. We do have this. Oh, it's just an event. So it doesn't matter. We'll go ahead and play this one.
On the 28th of August every year the city of Groningen celebrates. The occasion is the commemoration of the day in 1672 that the city was freed from the siege by the bishop of the German city of Münster. No more than a quarter of a century earlier, in a treaty signed in that very same city, the Republic of the 7 United Provinces had been recognized by all foreign parties. Groningen was also part of the Republic. The Bishop of Münster, however, took a different view in 1672 and attacked the young Republic in what became known to the Dutch as the Rampjaar, or Year of Disaster. The bishop set up camp to the south of the city and began bombarding it from there with cannon. Christoph Bernhard Freiherr von Galen, as the bishop was officially named, soon became known to the Groningen populace as Bommen Berend, meaning Baron the Bomber. The young Republic and the city of Groningen invited a Bohemian nobleman, Karl von Rabenhaupt, to lead the defense of the city. He managed to do so quite successfully. The city did not capitulate and Bommen Berend quietly struck a retreat. Ever since 1700 or so, Groningen Liberation Day has been celebrated on wide scale, with fireworks and huge parties.
What a trip, man. The bombing bishop. The bombing bishop. Makes me think of that Monty Python skit, The Bishop. I'll have to find that now. Somebody, and why isn't that a Netflix special? Somebody's had to have made a movie about that incident, right? I'm gonna have to go out there and IMDb or let me just type in the movie The Bombing Bishop and see if anything pops up. No, 12 o'clock eye. List of terrorist incidents in the Netherlands. Groningen. No, there's so far I don't see anything for a Battle of Groningen movie which would depict the bombing bishop. The Battle of Groningen, 1945, YouTube. Well, Groningen, 1945, Battle of Groningen, the last major city. Battlefield Tours, Battle of Groningen. April 13th was the Battle of Groningen. Five days ago in time. Well, not 5 days. I mean, on the date. It's April 18th. Battle of Groningen was April 13th. The liberation of the Netherlands, how the Dutch still party. You'll hear some of the best stories in Groningen, a city in the north of the Netherlands that tourists tend to miss, but which is home to one of the great Dutch museums, Groninger Museum. Well, I can see why people don't want to go there in case another bombing bishop shows up or something. I'm used to seeing so many different green fields, these kind of beigey fields. Beautiful. Everything around here is beautiful. All the roads are pretty. You mean, wow. See all these black strips. Are these all actually roads? Perfectly blacktop roads dividing all these lands? I mean, you've got these perfect delineations of black down there. They look like roads. No, there you can see they look more like concrete roads. Pretty. Pretty. Let me ask you a question. Please provide me with an answer if you're a viewer. And I know that people are watching. They don't come in during the show. But I know you watch. How do you feel about the bed music running in the background? Does it bother you after a while? Is it just annoying that it repeats and repeats and repeats? Or would you prefer it to just be no bed music? Because coming from doing DJ kind of stuff, when you're doing voiceovers and whatever, they say when it's just too quiet, it's unnerving. And I guess we could chalk up the background audio for the simulator, which it's so low, might not even be picking up, because that's what drives me crazy, is the droning of the engines. Right? Since the alpha, and thank God it's not real, my poor ears. Turn this up into the bed level range. But I thought it would be better to have a bed music underneath me rather than this, because then it just, after a while, it just starts sounding like static. So what's the point? Just imagine we have an electric plane. The new electric plane technology that's coming out. Right? I won't ever, if I do fly, I won't ever miss the loudness of these engines. I will never miss the loudness of these engines. It would be wonderful if in 2024 they could work that out. I don't mind going to electric, but I would still love to see, before the ending of engines, people to build them that have more power, of course, more efficient, and almost totally quiet. How do you get engines like this? How do you design them in such a way that the goal is just as quiet as possible? Because that's just too much all the time. That's why there were the headsets, and this is why their microphones sound weird and everything else sounds weird, because it's always so loud. So preferences when you're watching a live stream like this. I would love to hear your any input you have on, do you like hearing a little bit of noise? Do you like it being, above average or quiet or none? Imagining that we have electric engines, or is that unnerving?
Rijksmuseum is a railway station located in Rijksmuseum, Netherlands. The station was opened on the 16th of August 1893 and is located at the end of the southward Rijksmuseum Railway. The train services are operated by Arriva. For well over a century, Rijksmuseum was the northernmost station in the Netherlands, until the 28th of March 2018, when further along the line, the station Eemshaven was opened, slightly more north. At the same date, the old Head-End station was closed and a new station for Rijksmuseum was opened, allowing trains to continue to Eemshaven.
All right. We're getting to the end of it. Let's get hold of air traffic control. Well, that's a nice port. Let me pull this back up while we're flying over it. I'll wait. It's too pretty to cover up. Okay. Or do you like the bed music? Do you mind it or not mind it? You know, or well, you'd want something else, or maybe I should swap out different ones. So either way, and coming out of being a DJ in the past, the rule of thumb was always have a bed music. When you were talking. So that's our approach. 209 210.
Borkum is an island and a municipality in the Leer district in Lower Saxony, northwestern Germany. It is situated east of Rotterdam and west of Juist. Borkum is bordered to the west by the Westerem Strait, to the east by the Oosterem Strait, to the north by the North Sea, and to the south by the Wadden Sea. It is the largest and westernmost of the East Frisian Islands in the North Sea, due north of the Dutch province of Groningen. The island was formed in 1863 by two previously separate islands which were still separated by a shallow water. The seam between the former eastern and western parts is called Tusgender. Climate. Borkum is the only East Frisian island that is under the influence of the North Sea all year round thanks to its 30 kilometers distance from the mainland. The maritime climate is influenced by the Gulf Stream and the west wind zone with correspondingly high humidity throughout the year. This ensures varied weather with much sun and wind but also occasional rain and showers. Compared to the mainland, there is a climate with much milder winters and cooler summers without extremely cold or hot days. This is due to the buffering effect of the sea, which warms up slowly in spring and summer, but stores the warm temperatures longer in autumn. History. Mentioned as Burchana Fabaria by both Strabo and Pliny the Elder, Borkum by the time of Charlemagne was part of a larger island called Bant, which consisted of the present-day islands of Borkum, Juist, and the western part of Noorderney. In 1484, Bant passed to the Earls of East Frisia, who developed trade, and the island became known as a centre of piracy and whaling. By 1781, violent storms in the 18th century divided Bant into 3 islands. As whaling decreased, the inhabitants became impoverished, and many left, with the island's population falling from 852 in 1776 to 406 by 1811. The first tourists arrived on the island in 1834, and the local economy improved as a tourist resort. In Mexico as I Saw It, published by Thomas Nelson, Mrs. Alec Tweedy, writing in 1911 about a trip of 1900 to Mexico, compares the brick roads of Monterrey with those of Borkum, the one spot on earth from which Jews are banished. This had to do with the aggressive and successful campaign of German tourists to keep Borkum free from Jewish visitors, as celebrated in the anti-Semitic Borkum Lied. In 1910, British officers Captain Bernard Frederick Trench and Lieutenant Vivian H. Brandon were imprisoned for espionage for photographing the military installations on the island. On 19 and the 20th of December 1934, Werner von Braun launched Max and Moritz, the two prototypes of the A-2 rocket. The island was the site of Nazi war crimes later prosecuted in the Borkum Island war crimes trial.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
So, doing poorly on the last few landings. You know, it happens. Here we are, Borkum. That's good. Looks interesting over there. All right, let's do a little bit of role playing to end the show. See if we can use our charm, wit, and talents to score us a great discount for the night here. Oh, now the dice generator's not coming up. Why not? That's weird. Like the dice roller changed windows. All right. We'll make this hard. This will be a DC 16. Will I be able to score myself and you and you and you and you and you, all of you, some great rooms for the night? Maybe a discount on dinner, so that way we can tip more. You know, it's cool when they offer you discounts, but again, then you get to feel like you're big pimping because you were going to spend the money anyway, and we can tip and we can look all awesome and have some nice drinks, and we're going to have a nice evening here. So how are we going to do? Roll the dice. A perfect 20, folks. You saw it live on air right there. We rolled a perfect 20. So welcome to a place I've never been before. We're going to have a great night, and it's going to be pretty grand. All right, tomorrow is Friday, right? Right, tomorrow is Friday. So tomorrow is the Microsoft Flight Simulator community fly-in from Madrid to Lisbon. Now, in our recent travels, we went all the way around Spain, and we never went straight through the middle of it. Tomorrow's community fly-in, hopefully the sky will be filled with planes. We're going from Madrid to Lisbon, so we're basically cutting right through the middle in a southwesterly direction through the middle of Spain tomorrow. So that is going to kind of complete our, go through of Spain. And then Monday, if all goes well, we'll pick it up here. So we're here partying on Borkum, and where do we go from here? I eventually want to get to the UK, so maybe we'll make our way all the way up here, and then jump here, and then start making our way back down through all of this. And then we can start hanging out with Henning and Hans, maybe do some more gliding in DCS World, air fighting, combat. And then I guess we'll finally maybe go back up into here and start making our way through Russia. Crossing all this doesn't look like any fun. I mean, maybe it is. Not a whole lot of points in between those long distances. So did Alexander down here. We were in India, so I will figure something out. If you have any suggestions or ideas, please let me know. Okay, so let me switch over to the proper screen here. And set that to stream ended. Oh, again, thank you so much. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Go to the forums or go to my description for tomorrow when it pops up for all the information you need to join in on the Microsoft Community Fly-In. It doesn't matter what your experience level. This is just for everybody to come together and have fun. Turn off collisions. Turn off terrain collisions or any sort of collisions. So it doesn't matter if you bump into anybody. And we're all going to fly together, and it's a lot of fun. And I will try to have it minimized in the corner. We'll be listening to the presenters live streaming from Twitch, and I will just be doing things from my point of view. All right, that's Chris calling right now, so I gotta shut it down. So I will see you